To share with you a beautiful story from some of my experiences when I've made Hajj. I recall one of my uncles had visited from America and I was gone to the hotel to see him, and everyone was complaining downstairs saying the bus had taken 16 hours to get from Jeddah to Medina Munawwara. And so I was obviously concerned about my uncle, who was quite elderly, and when I went to see him in his room, there were so many people in that room and he was fast asleep with everyone talking. It was very, very hot and the fan was actually on and everyone was screaming at the top of their voices and he was snoring. I got to his bedding and I woke him up, and he got up, and I told him, how are you? I greeted him, I gave him a hug and so on. He was so delighted to see me, and he told me something that made me cry. I said, well, I heard your bus took quite long. He said, no, it didn't. He said, you know, the bus was stuck somewhere between Jeddah and Medina. And he says, what I did is I got off the bus, I read my salah, and I decided to, lay down. And I laid down and I slept for about 5 or 6 hours. When I got up, we had a meal, and whatever we had, we read salah. That was the next salah. And I went to lie down again. I read a bit of Quran and I lay down again for another 3-4 hours. And before we knew it, the bus was done and we came to Medina Munawwara. That day I learned a lesson. This man was so content. He was so happy with the tests of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And it was amazing that people who complained about 16 hours being so long, here was a man who looked forward to it. He enjoyed it. He actually was there and said, that's the part of the Hajj. And I promise you, that Hajj I made, I felt that it was the easiest because I was boosted inside me, ready to do so much and to just thank Allah that I'm there and I was able to fulfill this beautiful Hajj. So what I've learned is, when we go for Hajj, Allah will test us with that which we were always comfortable with back at home. If you're used to everything happening according to your timing, remember, it's going to happen according to the timing of Allah. And it always does. So just be happy and look at things from a different angle. You will be content. What a beautiful lesson we have to learn. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.